Hey guys, it's Sandy, and today I have an update on the sticky tab, the UV sticky tabs I used on my last set. I told you they wouldn't last long, and they didn't. They lasted like 3 days. But like I said, it was my very first time using them, and the sticky tabs themselves were a little small. The only nail where the sticky tab covered the entirety of the nail were my pinkies. So I know my nails look kind of bad right now, like they are in some need of some TLC. I will probably be doing a new set like tomorrow probably. Um, so like that will probably be up soon, or you know what I mean? So, but I don't have any nails on right now, and that's cool. But I just wanted to show you guys, and they like all came off at once. It was crazy, like within like a span of like a certain amount of time. Basically, well, I was cooking dinner and this pinky popped off, and then shortly thereafter while I was cooking dinner, this one popped off. Like this one popped off at the beginning, and then this one popped off a little bit later. And then we ate real quick, and we had to go to like a thing at the school for my kids' school for like their welcome back thing, orientation and stuff. So I didn't have time to do anything like about it then, so I just had like, you know, missing nails, and like I wasn't able to film like my update then, because that was my plan, was like as soon as they came off to like film an update and be like, look, it fell off. But then we got home, it was late, and we were hot and sticky from being outside from the thing, because it was really, really humid. Especially for the area I live in, it was really humid yesterday. So we all took showers, and when I was in the shower washing my hair, this finger came off, like this nail came off, and this finger came off, and then while being in the shower, the other ones were all starting to lift. So I just ended up like really carefully, like just kind of, you know, popping them all off. And yeah, there really wasn't any damage like done from them. Like they just all popped off pretty easy. You know, there's always like that one little spot that never wants to like release. Like the whole nail is just like all of it's popped off, but like this one little spot like right here, and it's like hanging on by a thread, but it doesn't want to release, and then that's where you like pull up your nail. Yeah, it did. There was a little bit of that, but really not a lot. I liked them. Again, like I'm sure part of the reason they didn't last very long was because of the way they were. They didn't like fit the nail proper. Some of them felt like really wiggly, like immediately, like they didn't feel like very secure. I also, I probably could have prepped better. I do not have like any prep or bonder, like things like that you're supposed to use when you do nails like this, that's supposed to help with retention. I don't have any of that stuff. Basically all I do is I try to do my cuticles decently, like, you know, and then I use like, and I will buff up the nail. If I don't want them to last too long, or something, sometimes I do forget to buff my nails, and sometimes I don't do it intentionally, because I know if I don't buff them, they'll pop off a little bit easier. So depending, sometimes I don't buff on purpose, but a lot of times I just forget to buff. And I cannot remember if I buffed or not before I put these on, so that could also be an issue why they kind of weren't the best. But I have bought some prep and bonder. It just, I don't have it yet. I did buy some though, so I'm hoping that that will help with everything too. So we'll just have to see when that comes and when I get it. If it does help, you know what I mean? So it's supposed to, because it's supposed to have everything like stick real good, and like, you know, nails stay on forever. So I'm hoping with that. I'm also hoping, because like I have the same problem with my Jello peel off base coat, that no matter how well I prep the nails, doing how I said I do it, where like I take care of my cuticles and I use and I buff them, I, even with doing that, they pop off so easy when I use the Jello base coat, because like I've heard some people complain they can't get them off, like even with like the remover, that like, you know, it just, they just suction cup to them. I can't get them to stay on, you know, and that sucks for me, you know, I can't get them to stay on. So I'm hoping that with like the prep and the bonder, I'll be able to get them to stay on a little bit more until I want to take them off with the little, with the stuff, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping for that. Alright, so that's just my little update. I just wanted to come on and say it. But really that's it. I didn't really have anything. I don't love those. Like I said, they didn't fit the nails properly. If they fit the nails properly, and like I did proper prep, they probably would have stayed on a little bit longer. I mean, but they're nice for like if I don't want them to be on for very long, I guess. I don't know. I just thought they'd be like a little bit easier, a little bit like maybe time saving / like, you know, there's not going to be any mess because it's not going to spill out or, you know, anything like that, which that was a great big plus. And what else? I do want to get some regular sticky tabs like that because I want to try my hand at making like some kind of more outrageous type nails with like a bunch of charms and stuff on them, and making those like press-on style would probably be a lot easier, and then I can just stick them on when I want to use them. So yeah, instead of trying to like have stuff like that on my fingers and like not be able to take it off really. I don't know, I just think that would be a little bit easier. Plus, depending on what I'm doing, it'll be easier to do because I can just use my right hand the entire time instead of trying to do the same thing with my left hand on my right. You know what I mean? Of course you do. Alright, so that's my video. The UV glue tabs, they're pretty cool. Like, I like the concept. They were really easy to use. Like I said, mine were just not the right size. You know, maybe if I had like more of the proper prep, like the bonder and the it's just called prep. That's all I see it called, is just prep. You know, stuff like that, then maybe they would have stuck a little bit better, but you know. And if you are like really used to using those, because like I said, I've never used even the regular sticky tabs. I haven't used those since I was in high school, and that was 20 years ago. So, you know. So, yeah. Like if you use them a lot and you know how to prep your nails to make them last really long, then I think the UV ones would probably be really good for you. They just weren't the best for me. Alright, well, that's my video, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!